Well, let's get you some updates from China this time, wherein the country has issued a statement on fire saying that people burned down a quarantine camp, and this is because the Chinese are already unhappy with the tough restrictive measures due to COVID-19. Now, remember, as far as the strict restrictive measures in the country are concerned, there have been protests that have been going on in the country, and the latest that we are tracking is that a smoke crept through the 21-story apartment building in far western China, which also panicked messages filled the residents' chat group, and now a statement has come in from the countryside.
Our colleague Srinjoy Chaudhary joining us on the broadcast with more details on this. Srinjoy, we've already seen unprecedented protests in China, visuals also coming in of people burning down a quarantine camp in China. Clear indications that people have had enough with the zero COVID policy of China that has affected livelihoods for over 2 years now.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Now China has reached a very important point, because China has to decide at this point whether it wants to ease the policies given to the protesters. And there have been protests in every part of China, in Shanghai, in Beijing, in Wuhan, where all this started, and everywhere else. Will the Chinese give in to the protesters and ease the situation, or will they crack down? Will the Chinese government officials crack down? If they do crack down, we know what happened in Tiananmen 30 years ago, when they just took tanks out on the streets. 5,000 or more people were killed. Now, it's a very important moment in the history of China, because the Chinese people are protesting as they never have before, not for the last 30 years. And not even Tiananmen, because Tiananmen was largely related to the Beijing. Here, it's not just Beijing, but Shanghai, but Wuhan, very many places. So there are protests all over the country. Now, what will the Chinese government do? What will Xi Jinping do? Will the Chinese government crack down, or will the Chinese government ease the situation? We don't know. It's a decision that the Chinese government will have to take, and will have to take now. So we will have to wait and see, and we will know in a day or two what the Chinese government is going to do. Will it ease the situation? Will it say that, okay, we understand what you are saying and we agree with you and we are easing the situation? Or are we going to see tanks on the streets?
Well, of course, China is surely witnessing unprecedented scenes as far as the crackdown and the clampdown is concerned. Thank you, Srinjoy, for joining in.